What is up, my fellow nerds and gangsters? How's it going, guys? Man, I feel like we haven't seen each other for a while since I've been making a dang movie here. It's been crazy. Let me move around my monitors a bit so I can see what you guys are typing. Am I coming through okay? I hope. Hope you guys can hear me. All right. So the movie's coming along good. I know you guys are all curious. Let me silence my cell phone. We are about 98% done with the movie. Pretty dang close. Sound will be done within the next 12 hours. We're going right to the end. I mean, we got about 7 visual effects shots left out of well over 150. I don't know the exact tally, but it's over 150, somewhere in that ballpark. Then let's see here. And color correction is currently going on. So we're going up to the last minute because we want to get you guys the best film possible. But we're going to make our deadline. And we're going to have a great premiere, and you guys are going to enjoy the film. So I'm totally willing to take questions about the film, and I'll answer what I can. And also, I'm going to give away 2 tickets to the premiere. Now, this doesn't include like airfare or housing or anything like that because I'm not that cool. But as a director, I can get you 2 tickets to the premiere. So that's the 7 o'clock showing of the movie. So the first and the best and the best of the best and the greatest with Star Wars Theory, with the rest of the cast and the crew. So it'll be a fun thing, and I'll tell you how you can do that in a second. But any questions? So do you have a different house? Jax, I do not have a different house. It's just I'm in a different angle because I'm trying to use my computer's webcam rather than my iPad webcam today. All right. What's up, Derek? So Derek Goheen did our clone voices, and he's done a great job. You guys are in for a treat. The clones are a huge pivotal character of this series, and we had a lot of great people to play our body clones, and then we had Derek Goheen to do the voices of our clones. All right, so JK Ultra, hey, what's up, man? It's been a while. Is there going to be a lot of dialogue, or is it mostly action? There's a great balance, to be honest, in this first episode. You will not be disappointed with any lack of action, and you will not be disappointed for lack of good dialogue and engaging dialogue, hopefully. We've really tried to put a very strong undercurrents and subtext within the dialogue scenes rather than just having dialogue scenes, because having 2 characters talk with no purpose is pretty freaking worthless, and so we have not done that. So hopefully you guys are cool. Cool with what you say. All right. Johnny 5, hey man, what's up? All right. Wonder if his cameo will be him being called by a soldier named like Officer Star Wars Theory Numbers. All right. Okay, so I know some of you guys live in the LA area and wanted a ticket to the premiere. So I'm giving away 2 tickets to the 7 o'clock showing. And so you got to hit like and subscribe if you haven't in order to win this. But in the comments, you need to say how long you think the movie is from the opening frame to the last frame, not including the credits. So you got to be, you want to be as exact as possible, because if somebody says 37 hours, just to say 37 hours, and the other person says 36 hours, 59 minutes, 12 seconds, and 18 frames, you got to go down to the frames if you want to. So if you don't know, it goes, let me hold on a second. When you do time code, this is for all of you people out there. Gotta look for my dry board erase marker. When you do time code, you go minutes. So we're just gonna say 50 minutes, and then it goes seconds, 12 seconds, and then it goes frames. And there's only 24 frames. So hopefully you guys can see that. Whoever guesses closest to the actual total running time minus the credits will win 2 tickets to this Thursday's premiere at 7 p.m. So, sorry. So here we get. What are their? Yeah, sorry, Jax. I wish I could provide airfare and all this stuff. So if you don't live near LA, I know this isn't nearly as cool, but it'll be fun to guess anyways. And if you're really cool, then you can give the tickets to somebody else. All right. So what do we got? We got 20 minutes, 15 minutes, 15 minutes, 17:42. All right. So Shane, according to that, you just guessed that it's 17 frames or 17 seconds and 12 frames or 42 frames, but I get what you mean. All right. 17 minutes, 1 hour, 5 minutes and 13 frames. Johnny 5, I'm guessing. 31 minutes, 36 or 21 minutes, 36 minutes. 17 minutes, 40 seconds and 18 frames. All right, nice. 34 minutes, 17 seconds, 45 minutes, 17, 16, an hour, 46. Ooh, you're getting big. 16, 21. All right, well, keep guessing. And after the live stream is over, I will announce the winner. We'll give it a little bit of time for people who didn't make it to the stream to also guess. So Derek, you can guess totally. All right. I saw somebody had a question up here. Let me just scroll up. All right. So Johnny 5 says, by the way, I noticed you have a lot of Star Wars signatures in the background. Have any idea where I can get a solid appraisal on a Star Wars sig on a trading card? I have no idea. That's a good question. I have Jango Fett, Darth Maul, and then I got Boba Fett over here in the corner. I used to, when I was little, I guess, and shortly after Attack of the Clones, my dad had directed a film that had Daniel Logan in it, who played Boba Fett, and so we went to a convention, and he took us around, and we met like everybody except Mark Hamill and Carrie Fisher because they're too cool. But we met like these guys, and they got us autographs for free, and it was pretty sweet. So that's why I have those. So it's from years ago, and then I just really like Inception. I think it's sweet. But I got to figure out where I'm going to put the fan series poster. Yeah, keep guessing the total running time to win 2 tickets to this Thursday's premiere at 7 p.m. And don't forget to hit like. You got to hit like too, because you got to show me some love. All right. So Derek Nothing Vlog says, I'm taking a film class right now, about to take the cert test too. Do you have any advice for being a director? There's a lot of advice for being a director. I say if you want to direct, the biggest thing you got to do is just direct. I mean, if you've never directed anything, my advice would be to make something low budgets, something that you can just do with your friends or whatever it might be. Something simple in your house even. Another thing you can do is you can take an existing scene from a movie that preferably you haven't seen. So let's say you've never seen Inception. I would say go get the script for Inception, find a scene that you could legitimately shoot, so probably one of the dialogue scenes, and film it, direct it. Because you've never seen the movie, you won't be copying what Christopher Nolan did or what the actors did. It'll be your fresh take on it. The reason it's very helpful for very beginning directors, even directors who are seasoned, to direct a scene that they from an existing work is because they know that it's a well-written script. Oftentimes, when we're also starting off as directing, we're also trying to start up as writing, and we're not that good at directors, but we're also not that good at writers. And so when we direct our own stuff, sometimes it just sucks not because we're bad directors, but because we're bad writers. So if you take an existing script that is well written, like Inception or any other movie that you preferably, again, you haven't seen, so you're not copying it, then you're directing a solid piece of material, and you're starting off where you normally would be starting off as director, with something that's well written. So I would definitely advise doing that. The very first thing that we did at USC Film School, which is where I went, is that's what we did. The very first thing we directed was we were assigned scenes from movies. I directed a scene from In the Valley of Elah, which is written and directed by Paul Haggis. I still have never seen the movie, but I've directed a scene from it, and I've read the whole screenplay. Okay. Let's see here. All right, we got a bunch. We got about 20 minutes, 25 minutes, 20 minutes, 13 minutes, 32 minutes, 23 minutes. All right. New guest, less than a second. Jack's right. There's no movie. It's all a sham. Okay, question. Makita Gut asks, what prop from the film are you keeping as a memento? Would you believe that I did not keep a single thing? I know, I'm a horrible person. I didn't keep a single prop. Probably should have, but I do have a cameo in the movie, though, now. So you'll have to wait and see. All right, I do have a cameo. Maybe you guys should try to guess what the cameo is, too. All right, that's another thing. You can guess the... but you got to be pretty specific with the cameo. I won't say any more than that. But I have a cameo in the movie. So if you can guess either my cameo, I'm opening it up. So now there's 4 free tickets. Total running time and what my cameo is. And you have to be very specific. So if you just say like Jedi or Imperial somebody, that's not good enough. You got to be really specific. All right. Let's see here. Admiral Acorn, are you an officer that gets choked? Man, I wish I were. That'd be sweet. When did I film the cameo? I filmed the cameo about 4 weeks ago. So we needed 2 pickup shots for the film, and we filmed it. All right. You are an Imperial officer, a lame Imperial officer named Danny. That's pretty specific. Imperial officer at the end of the movie. The TIE fighter or the fighter pilot number 3. Wait, if we don't win the tickets, how much is the entry price? So, David, there's no cost. These tickets are totally free. The only reason I'm giving away tickets is because every free ticket has already been, claimed or reserved at StarWarsTheory.com. They sold out, so to speak, or got all reserved in like a matter of 4 hours, and so it was insane. So some of you guys are guessing like over 60 minutes. It is not over 60 minutes. I'm just going to say that. The entire series isn't over 60 minutes. So remember, this is a web series. This is not a feature film. It's a web series that we have spent a lot of time and money and blood, sweat, and tears and making, but it's not a feature film. We are not, you can't make a feature film for the budget we had and make it good. Let's put it that way. Okay. Yeah, so it's not 10 hours, Derek. Wookie Comics, I'm doing good. How you doing? All right. So Danny is a Praetorian Guard. Hey, that'd be cool. All right. What other questions do you guys got? Hold on a second. I got to answer sorry, visual effects emails. Still got to work. Okay, so Vapitos is asking, what's next for you, Danny? A 2-week vacation at the very least. My goodness. It was funny. I was talking to Star Wars Theory. He's like asking me, so for episode 2, this. I'm like, dude, I don't even want to talk about episode 2. I need at least a 2-week break of anything related to this series. Not because it hasn't been a wonderful experience. It really has. And he's wonderful to work with. But it's a lot of work, and you just need to take a step back for a couple weeks. So that's what I'm doing. I'm hoping to do a feature film early next year, but we'll see what happens. All right. Am I a nerd or a geek? Oh, man, we're getting some semantics here. I'm a little bit of both. Danny is Batman. Man, you're right, Derek. How'd you know? Republic Senator? Good guess. Danny is Darth Jar Jar. Oh, man, we're getting hot. We're getting warm. All right, someone in the palace on Naboo, where Padme is. Okay. JK Ultra asks, who's your favorite director? Either Christopher Nolan or Peter Jackson, probably. Or Steven Spielberg. I love all three of those guys. All right. What color is Star Wars Theory's hair? If he isn't a fellow ginger that hates sand, then I'm going to start a riot. He's not a ginger. Sorry. Okay, so Timothy, hey, what's up, dude? It's been a while. Who is your favorite pure evil villain? One of mine is Palpatine, of course. I love Palpatine. I love Heath Ledger's Joker. Let's see here. Who else? One of the things I thought that one works so well is that, one of the struggle things that I've seen in movies that movies struggle with good villains is to give them good motivations. Usually it's just like, is they want to be rich, which I find an extremely weak. I really don't like that typically, where the villain just is a villain because they want to be rich. It's like there are easier ways to get rich in life. But I like one of the things that I found fascinating about the Heath Ledger Joker is that they embraced the fact and made it a part of his character that he simply wanted to prove. I mean, he wanted to prove that people weren't good. Batman was the opposite. He wanted to prove that people had good in them, but the Joker wanted to prove, no, people are bad inherently. If you take away the rules and anarchy rules, people will become bad. And Bane kind of had the same thing a little bit. But anyways, I like Heath Ledger's Joker. Okay. What's your favorite bad movie? I don't know. I've never seen The Room, but I've heard that's bad. Okay, does Star Wars Theory look like you expected him to? Not really. Not really at all. I'm excited for you guys to see his character. You're going to love it. Okay. Yeah, so Adam Ray Acorn. Star Wars Theory does play a character. And oh my goodness, I just realized that he's not in the credits for playing that character. Holy snap, guys. Can you believe I made that mistake? I gotta write down a note right now. He's in the credits for writing and executive producing, but not the character that he's playing. Okay. So whoever asked that question, thank you. The Star Wars Theory is Elvis. Man, you're right. Okay. Elvis clone. My favorite bounty hunter from Star Wars is Embo. Embo is awesome. All right. So how long did it take you to get ready for your cameo? Ooh, that's a good question. About 2 minutes. Gives you an idea. Maybe less than a minute. So, okay. Does your son have a cameo? No, he doesn't, but he is credited with special guest director because on set, he said action for a total of 3 takes. So, got to give credit where credit is due. All right. Who is your favorite actor to work with on this show? All the actors are really great. Steve was wonderful to work with. It was so like satisfying to see him play Sidious because he got so into character. I mean, we seriously considered keeping his entire performance, like the voice and everything. As you guys know, we did end up replacing his voice with Bradley Klein's. But we were very seriously considering keeping Steve's vocal performance because it was his performance was so good. Ultimately, we decided to replace the voice, not having anything to do with performance, just because of the quality of voice. And so when Bradley and I had about 5 sessions of ADR, and I continually was telling Bradley, do it the way Steve did it. Do it the way Steve did it. Because I really wanted to maintain the fluidity of the performance that Steve did. Okay. So Nick, I hope that answers your question. All right. What? Your son wasn't a youngling that Anakin killed? If my son were older, we would have had him play young Anakin, but he wasn't 8 years old. So, okay. So Jesse Garrett, what's up, Jesse? How would you adapt the Batman who laughs to screen? How would you adapt the Batman who laughs to screen? What direction would you give the actor playing him if you don't know it's a Bruce Wayne Batman who killed the Joker but became the new Joker? Maybe my Batman knowledge is not as in-depth as yours, or I just don't understand the question. If you write it again, I'll read it. and I'll try to answer your question. Okay, will the raw cuts ever be released? Yeah, we'll probably release something with like no visual effects or something like that for fun, so you guys can see, where it started to where it ends. I definitely want to release like some of Steve's stuff so you can hear, how it originally sounded from the set. All right. Thoughts on Snoke from episode 8, asked Christian White. I was very intrigued by Snoke in episode 8 or in episode 7. I was like most, I was a little disappointed that they killed him off so quickly without revealing his backstory. But I think they would still reveal it. I mean, I would imagine in episode 9 that Snoke's backstory will take a big part of it. I would be totally fine if he ends up being a force projection and is still alive somewhere. I still like the idea that he's Darth Plagueis, to be totally honest. I still think it's a good idea. It would make sense that he is a Sith. However, it's his obsession with Darth Vader is a little interesting to me, that he wanted a new Darth Vader, which is why he went after Ben Solo, a Skywalker. So that to me is like, well, maybe he wasn't Plagueis. Unless Plagueis, of course, was the guy who created Anakin with midichlorians, which I also kind of tend to gravitate towards that camp of thought. So I think it'd be kind of cool. I don't like random coincidences and stories. I like everything. I like everything to be tied together. If we get Back to the Future, I think it's one of the best scripts ever written, since everything relates to something. There's no just random stuff in there. Okay. Timothy asks, will we hear from you again soon after the Vader fan series? By the way, this is going to be a great Christmas gift. Thanks, man. I really hope it's a great Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, holiday gift for all of you. Merry Christmas to you all. Because we've spent a lot of time on this. I mean, some of our visual effects artists have been sleeping like 3 to 4 hours a night for the last 3 weeks, just trying to get this finished for you guys. Okay. Will there be commentary with you and Star Wars Theory in the future? Yeah, we are planning that for sure. I don't know when it'll get released, but we are planning that definitely. Okay. Let's see here. Fanny, I think you mean Danny, David Hernandez, plays senior advisor to the Emperor in the 3rd District of the Galactic Empire. Ooh, that is specific. I like it. It's incorrect, but but I like the specificity. All right. Put The Rock, John Cena, Rob Gronkowski, and Tom Brady in your fan film, and Nick Foles. That'd be funny. Okay. Jack Hughes, not the fan film, but feature film. Yeah, that would be funny. All right. It is in 3 days, man. Premieres in 3 days. And the Star Wars space reveal, Jax is in the movie. Dun, dun, dun. In the movie. All right. So we got 23 likes and 25 viewers. You guys are killing it. Okay. So remember, I'm giving away now 4 tickets to the premiere. 2 tickets if you can, the person who most closely guesses the total running time of the film minus the credits. So don't listen to whatever Star Wars Theory has said, because, keep in mind, he was speaking weeks and months ago. So everything he said was ballpark guesses. So it is, I can tell you one thing though, this film is exactly the length it needs to be. We did not make the mistake of trying to make it longer just to make it longer. That is a bad filmmaking idea, because that's when you get crappy and boring movies. We did not try to make it less than 5 minutes just to make it less than 5 minutes either. So it's the length it needs to be. I can tell you it is not over 30 minutes though. Okay, so don't guess over 30 minutes. It's not over 30 minutes. Because if we tried to make a 11-page script into a 30-minute movie, it would have been crap. Okay. All right. So Archdays Girl says 16 minutes, 48 seconds, and 9 frames. Very specific. I like it. All right. Oh, Nar Audio is here. That's Juan, our sound designer. He's probably wondering, why is my director not working right now? Because I'm waiting for your next sound mix, Juan. And I wanted to give away 2 tickets. So 2 tickets to the person who guesses closest to the total running time minus the credits. And 2 tickets to the person who can guess what my cameo is. Okay? I do have a cameo. I will not reveal the total. I will contact privately the person who gets the total running time, probably. So you guys don't know who wins, but I don't know. Maybe. I got a Star Wars theory if he cares that people know what the total running time is. Okay. All right. Let's see here. It is not over 30 minutes. So just so you know. All right. 14 minutes, 48 seconds. Is there going to be a trailer? So this has been a big point of discussion between myself and Star Wars Theory and other people involved is what do we do for trailers? See, the issue with this film is that it's not a feature film. And so a lot of the shots, if we were to show one shot, it would give away a story point. And we didn't want to do that. And so I push that we shouldn't show, we should be vague in what we show. And so don't get upset at Star Wars Theory. And also, you know, nothing's been color corrected and we didn't have final sound. So Star Wars Theory had to make do with what he had because the film is being color corrected as we speak. And it's looking amazing. You guys are going to love it. So there will not be another trailer. But you'll get a full movie on Friday. I hope that satisfies you. Okay. All right. So, Danny, will you be at the 10 p.m. premiere show? Yes, I will be there for every screening. Because we're going to do we're going to answer questions about the film after you guys watch it. All right. So again, if you want to win 2 tickets to this Thursday night, 7 o'clock showing, which is the one with all the cast and crew, the first showing, the person who most closely guesses the total running time of the film minus the credits. So credits are usually around the ballpark of 5-ish, 3 to 5 minutes on a film like this. It isn't, so don't add those 3 to 5 minutes in your guess because I'm not including those. Or who can guess most closely what my cameo is. So think very specific things and maybe you'll get it. All right. Yeah, no our audio. I am wondering the same thing. Why are you watching my live stream and not working? It's because you love the sound of my voice. I know it's why you like to talk on the phone with me. All right. I think he just texted you, or he texted me. Okay, maybe he didn't. All right. Charlie says, Danny for Imperial Officer. Hey, we're getting warm. We're getting warm. All right. Jax Hughes, 20 minutes, Imperial Officer. Why does everyone think I'm an Imperial Officer? All right. It's close, though. All right. Jesse Garrett's. Hopefully clarified it a bit. Okay. The Batman Who Laughs is the Bruce Wayne from Earth 22 of the Dark Multiverse. He's basically Batman and the Joker fused. How would you direct an actor playing that? So, Jesse, I'm not totally familiar with that storyline of Batman, to be totally honest. So I can't give a great answer there, but the biggest thing would be to find the motivations for the character. So going back to Batman of the Dark Knights, Batman's motivation was to show that people were good and he would be the symbol of hope that would eventually, all the people of Gotham would stand against crime and Batman wouldn't be needed anymore. And that's why he wanted Bruce Wayne or Harvey Dent to take on that persona. The Joker, the Dark Knight, or Heath Ledger's Joker, was the opposite. His purpose was to show that people were inherently bad, and that without rules, that life, people wouldn't, people would not be good if there weren't rules to keep them back. So I would say with a Joker Batman hybrid, it's about finding that whatever the motivation is. And I don't know if he's split personality, so I don't know if he's like 2 completely different people, like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde or Smeagol and Gollum. Like I said, I'm not super familiar with that, but I think that would be the biggest thing, to find what the motivation is. Start there. And then once you put him in each individual circumstance throughout your story, then it's easier to figure out how he would act rather than just say act crazy. That's a bad idea. Saying act crazy because you get somebody just trying to act crazy for no reason. Okay. Your cameo is a stormtrooper. Guess. All right. You're a young Admiral Piet. Ooh, that'd be cool. That would be sweet. I'm not. That's a good guess. Okay. Tell everybody who the winner is now. I haven't been, Jax. I got to go through all of these, especially with the total running times, to see who's the closest. So far, nobody's come within a few minutes. I don't think. So let me see here. I got it written down right here. Okay. All right. What color correction are you doing? I think the color correcting should look like the original movies. That would be cool. But you and Star Wars Theory know what you're doing, so I'm happy. We're actually, so the DP and I, Matthew Holla, who's a great DP, you're guys gonna love his work. He and I wanted to push the envelope visually. I like Star Wars because it's another universe, it's there's not another universe, another galaxy. And so I wanted to push the envelope. And so we've gone a little bit stylized, not with colors mostly. So it's not like it's not going to be like stylized like Saving Private Ryan, where it's with the bleach bypass to make all the whites really bright or really grainy or super handheld. It's not quite like that. I would say visually it might be a little closest to Solo and a little bit of Rogue One. Certainly with the definite influences of Last Jedi and Force Awakens as well. So one of the things I think visually all of those films are very pretty. We can say whatever we want about stories for any of them, any of the 10 Star Wars movies now. But I've liked the visual look of a lot of the new movies. And we shot on a camera called the Arri Alexa Mini, which mimics film. It's what they shot Solo on, and to get the kind of this a very similar dynamic range that film would get. And so I didn't want to shoot on the red camera, not because the red's. I mean, I love the red and it's beautiful. I just wanted something a little bit more to mimic film for this particular project. So as what camera is best for your project? Okay, Archer Daisy Girl guesses Clone Trooper. All right, you're part of the Rebel Alliance and a traitor. Take him away. Is there any CGI in your cameo? There is a visual effect in my cameo. Not CGI. That's visual effects and CGI are two different things. CGI is a completely computer-generated image. What I did is what my shot does have a visual effect in it, but it is a 2D visual effect. All right, so the Slayer asked, how do you enter your giveaway? So, good question. If you want to win 2 tickets to this Thursday, 7 p.m. showing in Los Angeles, you have 2 ways to do so. One, you can guess what is my cameo in the film, and be as specific as possible. And if somebody guesses the same thing twice, it'd probably be the person who guessed it first will win. Or the person who most closely guesses the total running time of the film. All right. We've gotten some that are kind of close, that are getting closer, that are pretty close. I'm looking through them. Okay. Let's see here. Danny, did you see Palpatine in Galaxy of Adventures? Yeah, man. It's pretty sweet. I like what they're doing with those. I mean, the coolest thing about those is that, it's just a fun take on something. And I think, honestly, I'm going to be told, all right, guys, we're having a honesty discussion here now. I've watched a lot of, what's it called? Resistance. I like Star Wars, so I pretty much watch everything Star Wars and read everything Star Wars. I've read vast majority of all the canon books and comics, and I've seen virtually everything film-wise canon. But one of the problems that I find with like Resistance is that they're constrained by canon, if that makes any sense. It's like they can't do anything big because then that means they can't do it in a movie. Same thing with the comics. They can't do anything big because then it might conflict with what they're trying to do with the movies. So they kind of have to take vanilla storylines to a certain degree in some cases. And I love, on one hand, that Disney is trying to be very protective of what's canon, and so that there are as little contradictions as possible. But I also would love to just see something that plays around. I think it would be fun to have a series like Galaxy of Adventures that does what ifs, maybe. Like Star Wars Theory does. He has all his what if videos, and I think they're really, really fun. It would be really fun if Disney had a whole series of just what ifs. What if Luke defeated Vader on Cloud City? What if, Mace Windu defeated Palpatine in the office and had to duel Anakin and killed him, and Mace became the Emperor, actually took over the Senate as he suggested. All of these different, that's a good video. If someone hasn't made that video, do it. Maybe I will. I think it'd be fun to see more things that aren't supposed to be canon. They're just meant to be fun. So I think Galaxy of Adventures is really nice like that. Okay. Clone Trooper shooting a blaster. I'm not a clone trooper. I will say that. I'm not a clone trooper. I don't have that cool costume. So you are in a green screen, and you are probably a random civilian drinking blue milk. It's funny you mentioned blue milk. I know in a live stream months ago, somebody asked Star Wars Theory hey, can we get... Oh, people are getting close with guesses here. My goodness. Okay. Somebody asked, can we have blue milk in the movie in Star Wars Theories? Yeah, I'll put blue milk in it. Guys, I'm going to be honest. I tried so hard to find a place to have blue milk in this movie. It just wasn't in the cards, guys. I'm sorry. But I tried. It would have been super random. It just wouldn't have fit. There was no kitchen scenes, and no eating scenes, no dining scenes. So it's like there was no blue milk. Sorry, guys. I tried. Okay. You're an Imperial officer on a hologram. I like the specificity. Okay. So again, if you can guess closest to the total running time of the film, or have the closest guess on what cameo I play, then you will win 2 tickets for this Thursday, 7 p.m. premiere, the first showing in Los Angeles. And we'll have a lot of fun. It'll be sweet. This doesn't include airfare or housing or anything like that. So if you live like in Timbuktu, this may not be the best prize for you, but you can have fun guessing anyways. Okay. Let's see here. There was a series of comics that were what ifs. They were super good. Yeah. I mean, I would like to see a lot more of that stuff. I mean, I would like to see a series of just like what ifs. Just something that takes the storyline in a totally different direction. Like, what if Ben didn't turn to the dark side? Totally go the opposite direction of the new trilogy. Would just be fun, and do it animated. Make it fun. So, okay, let's see here. What else we got? He said, Admiral Acorn says, he said we are getting close. When we talked about the officers, that is close. Imperial officers is close. I will say that. Sorry, I'm looking at I have a bunch of sticky notes on my desk here to remind me of what to do in the next day. And I'm going to write down the video idea. What if Mace took over the Republic? Because that's a fun idea. I'm going to think about that. I'm sure Star Wars Theory's done something similar. Sometimes I think of ideas like, oh, I should do a video on that. And then I see, oh, Star Wars Theory already did it. Okay. Okay. Jake Ultra, if no blue milk, I ain't watching. I'm sorry, man. I let you down. I tried. Derek Goheen says, what if I said I was drinking blue milk while recording my lines? Does that count? It might. It just might. So Derek Goheen is the voice of our clones. It's funny. When you talk to him normally, he doesn't sound like a clone. Then he drops his voice and gets a Kiwi accent, and all of a sudden it's a clone trooper. Okay. Yeah, and I am thinking about the next episodes. I don't even know if in the next episodes I'm going to get blue milk in this movie. I I'm trying, though. I am trying. We do have a Wilhelm scream in this movie. We do have a Wilhelm scream. All right. When is your cameo? The beginning, middle, or end? It's near the beginning of the film. It's in the first third of the film. Okay. What if one person made the entire sequel trilogy? So one director, I'm assuming you're meaning? I think there would have been a little bit more cohesiveness to it. There's a lot of things that were loaded up by JJ that weren't paid off in episode 8. So it's going to be interesting to see how episode 9, how it finishes it. If it retcons anything or if it embraces it all, it's going to be interesting. Most notably, like Rey's parents. Like, clearly JJ did not intend for Rey's parents to be nobody. But that's what Ryan chose to do. So I'm going to be interested to see if that gets negated or not by JJ. Okay, you play a droid. Man, I wish I played a droid. I wish I played R2-D2, but I couldn't fit inside. R2-D2 is not in this movie, by the way. Sorry. All right, so Jesse Garrett says, with Disney buying Fox, what do you think they're going to do with the Alien Predator franchise since the last 2 films, Predator and the new Predator, did poorly? That's a good question. The Predator and Alien franchise specifically, they were so novice when they came out in the 80s. Not novice. They were so unique. They were so different when they came out in the 80s that they took a new twist on the B-movie horror movie. They actually did something really good, especially Alien and Aliens. Those movies are fantastic films. I mean, Ridley Scott and James Cameron, how can they not be? But today there's just, the audiences just aren't clamoring for it anymore. Audience want superhero movies. And so it's really difficult. And so I don't know. I mean, maybe they're going to take a break with them or something. I mean, Shane Black tried a more comedic approach with Predators, which I think was wise to try something a little different. And Shane Black's a good person to do that. But I know it didn't do that great. So I don't know. I would love to direct an Alien movie. I don't care as much for Predator, although the original Predator is like seriously the coolest movie of all time. I just remember my friend and I, we would pause the part where Arnold and Carl Weathers shake hands with their big like muscles. They're like, oh, they're so jacked. But that doesn't answer your question at all. Okay, 30 likes and 26 viewers. I love it. Like if you haven't. Again, if you want to win tickets to this Thursday's premiere, the person who most closely guesses the total running time of the film, with not including credits, or can guess most closely what my cameo is. Be very specific. R2 is in every movie except Solo, not Solo. Okay. Have you ever okay, Makita got asked, have you ever heard from Disney about your work in this fan film? No. Disney doesn't care. They have big Star Wars movies to make. Not that this isn't a big Star Wars movie, but I think you guys don't like it. I mean, that's the biggest. My concern from day one is that the fans like this movie, and so I've always thought, what are the fans gonna like? What are you guys gonna like? And I've always thought, what would I like? What do I think is cool? That's, as a filmmaker, I think that's super important for a director or a writer to say, like, write something that you would want to watch, because I think it's more genuine that way, and it's usually better. Okay. The Slayer asked, Imperial officer being arrested for crimes against the Empire. Very specific. Very specific. All right. I'm going to give you guys all a hint with my cameo. Are you guys ready? I'm going to give you a hint. I do play an Imperial officer. But you got to be more specific. Okay? So let's be... a lot of you guys have guessed Imperial officer, so I'm not... I hope I'm not upsetting anybody who thought, oh, I got it right first, because nobody's guessed specifically what it is yet. Okay. Admiral Acorn, do you think your name as a director and filmmaker might get a bit of attention because of this fan film? I think that's always a hope that any project a director does will get him a future project. So yeah, I hope so. So guys, make it trendy. Make my name trendy. text Pablo, or not text. Tweet like Pablo Hidalgo or all them Lucasfilm people about me when the film comes out. Don't do it before because it doesn't matter now. But we have talked with Lucasfilm about the film, as you guys know. We talked with them, and to be sure that we were doing everything right, abiding by their rules. Like, for instance, tickets for this movie are all free. There's not a cent's being made, and Star Wars Theory is buying this theater, and they said that they could, well, if you sell tickets, you keep the proceeds and stuff. But he's like, no, Lucasfilm says I can't, so I'm buying the theater, and people are free to come. Okay. Is anyone else on screen in your cameo? Yes, there are 2 other people on screen in my cameo. Okay? There are 2 other people on screen in my cameo. And one of them is somebody you would not expect. Extra points, just if anybody knows what the movie that quote is from. All right. What happened to Jar Jar Binks after Revenge of the Sith? Well, we know he ended up being a circuit or a street performer on Naboo, which I'm not gonna lie, I think is stupid. It's like all it was a writer wanting to put Jar Jar in a horrible place. Okay, anyways. Do you get choked by Darth Vader? Good question. Recruitment officer. Imperial officer that gets choked by Vader. Not my guess, though. That would be too hard to direct from on stage. It is hard to direct and act at the same time. So take that as a hint. I have no lines. I will say that. I have no lines in this movie. All right. Imperial officer who caught a remaining Jedi. Is anyone else on screen during your cameo? I already answered that. Yes, there are 2 other people. I already guessed choked. Is Tommy Wiseau in the film? No, but when Star Wars Theory, myself, and Dupree Jones went to Comic-Con, we met Tommy Wiseau. All right. You were just an officer in the background. People are getting close. Okay, I'm going to start. I got to look at the total running time so I remember what it is. People are... I should get a paper out so I can start writing these down. All right, any other question? What other questions did you guys got? About any other process, too. If you have questions about ADR, which is automated dialogue replacements, which is like replacing voices, or anything like that, let me know. Whatever you want. Archer Daisy Girl, man, you are... Archer Girl Daisy, you are guessing up a storm. I like it. Is that Luke I hear in the background? Yeah, man. Luke is here. He's alive and kicking it. Okay. Just gonna keep going down here. All right. Sorry, I'm going through and looking at all your guesses. Maybe I can figure out who's right. Oh, guys, I got 2 kids coming in here now. All right, so do you die in your cameo? Ooh, that's a good question. I don't. All right. Vader is killing a Jedi when you interrupt to warn about an oncoming fleet, I assume that means, of rebellions.
Hello. I got candy from my gingerbread house.
Yeah.
It is me.
Come. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. Admiral Versio. Ooh, good question. Admiral Versio. We should have put... That's a good idea. It'd be nice to have him. All right. What's your opinion on the new Fantastic Beast movies? The Slayer. Hey, I like it. Speaking of which, guys, I'm going to do a review of Aquaman. I might try to do it before the movie comes out. Even. All right. Before the fan film comes out. That's what I mean. Okay. So, how much back and forth dialogue you had with the composer? That's a great question. So, Jacob Cadmus and I have talked on multiple occasions regarding what tone and emotion we want the music to convey. one of my biggest things as a director is that I want the music to hurdle the story forward. I don't like stories that linger. I don't like really stories that linger. I don't like it when the audience is one step ahead of the story, meaning that you have a too long of a pause, and so then the audience is wondering, okay, what's going to happen next? I like the story to be ahead of the audience, and so I tend to
the TV up there.
relatively fast-paced stuff.
We're on the computer right now.
Okay.
But we're on the computer right there, and you're on the computer, and there's the computer right there, and the computer right there.
But so usually what happens is we did a spotting session beforehand, and we also brought in Juan to do that. We talked through the entire film of where there was going to be music. We didn't get too specific. Then we talked about one of my big things was with Jacob. Okay, in this moment, like the door is shut. And so the music should change there because it is a beat in the story. And a beat in directing lingo is a change of motivation, a change in tactic, a change in the narrative direction. And so I like the music to be a roller coaster, essentially. Go up, go down, go sideways. I like it to go with the story rather than just being a steady undercurrents. Now, some scenes do require that. So, hey, Hannah. All right. So, whoa, that's fire planeting. Yeah, that's right. That's him right there. Okay, you're an officer who sees Vader and looks scared and walks away. That's funny. All right, Randa, random question. Did you like any of the Netflix Marvel series before it got canceled? Man, I've never seen any of them. Sorry, dude. All right.
Okay, sorry, dude.
All right. The power of the children or the power of the dark force of the camera. It's totally true. Are you Hux's dad? I am not General Hux, Hux's dad. And I can't, I'm blanking on what his dad's name. I know it talks about it in Phasma, and how Phasma and Armitage kill him.
Hello,
but I can't remember his name. No, Palpatine's son! That'd be cool. All right. Your review, yes, reviews from you would be great. Hey, thanks, dude. Yeah, I'm totally gonna do a review of Aquaman. I think because I think it'd be fun. And I did a trailer reaction. If you haven't watched that, go check it out. Okay, real quick. Remember, if you want to win 2 tickets to the premiere this Thursday night at 7 p.m., guess the person who most closely guesses the total running time of the picture, so not including the credits, will win 2 tickets. This does not include airfare. Does not include travel or anything like that. I'm a simple man trying to make my way in the universe. Can't afford any of that. But it does. It includes 2 tickets to the cast and crew screening, so that's fun. Or if you can most closely guess what my cameo is, it does have something to do with an Imperial officer. If you can most closely guess that, then you also win 2 tickets.
Adam's away.
So. All right.
Did he get out of his for himself?
Brendel Hux, that's the name. Yeah, that's the name. Thanks, Juan. You're still listening? Okay. All right. An officer that walks into a hologram and whispers into something there. All right. Let's see here. You're an officer who opens the door for Vader. You're an officer that... Admiral Acorn, is that an officer that walks? Is that what that is? Okay, walks. In on Vader, meeting his new beat. Okay.
Yeah, you're dead.
All right. Hey, Danny, can we premiere this in Utah? Hey, it's Tucker. Tucker is my former boss. He's awesome. He would be my current boss if he sent me some more work. Tucker, I'm looking at you. Yeah, man, I think that'd be fun. We should get a screening up there in Utah. Maybe I'll send you the DCP or a Blu-ray. You guys should watch it in the theater. Okay, so how would your 12-year-old self react to the fact that one day he will direct a Vader web series? So it has always been my dream to direct anything related to Star Wars.
Hello.
And so I'm super excited about it. It's been really fun. Okay, I have no lines. All right. If you were asked to direct or co-direct a Star Wars film for Disney, would you? Yeah. Why do you say co-direct? Am I good enough to direct by myself? I would love to direct it. Yes, I would love to direct a Star Wars film for Disney. Totally. Make it trending, guys. Come on. Danny for Lucasfilm. Or Danny for Star Wars. Spiffy Nerd Herder for Star Wars. I don't know. Okay. Look, you can't mark the screen. All right. Why is the rum gone? A little bit of Jack Sparrow.
Guys.
All right. So you're gonna be an officer who gets force choked by Vader for trying to talk back. Vader thinking he isn't as powerful as he is.
Pen.
Please. All right. Are you Admiral Mahdi who gets force choked for messing up? A fallen Jedi who has turned to the dark side, but Vader has taken your force and become your Imperial officer. You're an officer who initiates a lockdown by pressing a red button. Hey, that's what Gareth Edwards basically did in Rogue One. Hey, if you direct a Star Wars film, can I have a part? Yeah, that'd be fun, Derek. So many people guessing choking. Yes. All right, guys. I am not being force choked, so don't guess force choked. I am not being force choked.
Can I have your name?
All right.
Daddy, can I have your name?
Okay. Don't lose it.
Okay.
All right. I don't see any more total running times. Archer Girl Daisy, and she's guessing every time in the book. She's basically going from. She's going up in minute increments from 5 to 30 minutes. I like it. Let's see here.
Hello.
Imperial Cadets. All right. And do all that. All right. Favorite Star Wars movie. My favorite Star Wars movie, Parker Sheldon, is Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. It's my favorite one. I don't think it's the best made of all the Star Wars. I think Empire Strikes Back is definitely the best made of all the Star Wars movies. But
Dad, can I see Revenge of the Sith?
No, you can't. But Revenge of the Sith, man, that's my go-to jam. I used to watch it like once a week in high school. It was crazy. Okay. What else we got? I'm back. What's up, Z Money Beats? I want to see the Cassian Andor series. Yeah, I'm a little I'm skeptical about it. It just seems like a random character to make a whole series out of. But I'll be interested.
My dad's ring.
That's my ring. It's my wedding ring. My lovely wife gave it to me. All right. What other questions do you guys got? So again, if you want to win tickets to see the premiere, you can guess the person who most closely guesses the total running time of the film will win 2 tickets. This does not include airfare or housing or anything like that. It's just the tickets. So it's in Los Angeles. So if you can't make it, I'm sorry. If I were Star Wars Theory and made $5 a week from my YouTube channel, I might be able to afford it, but I don't. In fact, my channel doesn't have revenue because I don't make enough videos and not stravinsky people watch it. So, all right. So Jake the Gearhead says, A New Hope is the best Star Wars movie. I love the grittiness, the whole droid intro, and the Stravinsky-like music in the beginning. A New Hope's great, man. The Senator, the Emperor, and the Sith Lord walk into a bar, and the waitress says, for one, how is this possible? That's funny. I think I got a good Anakin's voice. Is he going to be in the other parts, or at least his voice? Yeah, check out the casting doc. Anakin Skywalker is indeed in this film. Or in the series, I should say. All right. Here's a question. What is your cameo? My cameo is some sort of Imperial officer. But you got to be really specific on what I'm doing or what it's showing or whatever, like that. The most specific person who's closest wins. Okay. If only Force Awakens ended with a First Order fleet appearing out of hyperspace over every Republic planet, causing a Revenge of the Sith type battle, that'd be sweet.
Chad, can you do it?
No,
Yeah.
you can't.
I
got kicked in the face. So I'm sorry, Noiseless. That's unfortunate. The question: is it okay for you to ask you for an autograph during the premiere? If you really want to, sure. It's not worth anything. Not yet.
Oh,
but I'm not hopeful that my autograph will ever be worth anything.
Trying to get the fish.
Other than my life insurance policy for my wife, but. All right, you're an Imperial officer that's electrocuted by Palpatine. Unlimited power. Good guess. Let's see here. There was a. No, I won't get into that. I might give something away. All right. So on Thursday night, Star Wars Vader fan film, says Z Money Beats. So Thursday is the night of the premiere, the actual theatrical premiere, where free tickets have been given away. Then on Friday night at 7 p.m. 7 p.m. California time. At 7 p.m. California time on Friday night, it will post to Star Wars Theory's YouTube channel, totally free. Now, guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. Our goal is to hit a lot of views in the first 24 hours. A lot of views, which means we're gonna need you guys to share it like crazy. Tell it. Be sure everybody knows Star Wars Theory's YouTube channel for free. It's not YouTube Red. It's not. You don't need to do the join button, which you should. Join his channel. Give to his Patreon so he can make another episode. But it's for free. The film is totally for free. So tell your friends all about it, your family members. Watch it in your holiday gatherings with your family. Let's show everybody this film. So people will, we'd like to make another, like I said, there's no ads on it. But we want as many people to see it. So, okay. Palpatine or Maleficent? Like Maleficent? Like Disney, like Sleeping Beauty Maleficent? An officer walks into a room, stops, and walks out. Oh, that's your guess. I thought it was a joke. I heard there's so many an officer walks into a bar jokes. All right. I will be asking for his autograph. All right, Derek, I'll give you my autograph. Pictures, lots of pictures. Vaughn, you are still listening? Get to work. All right, what time does it air on YouTube again? At 7 p.m. California time on Friday. So less than 5 days away. So, all right. There will be 100. There will be 200 posters given to the first 200 people that are there. Little posters, not big posters. Little posters that we'll be happy to sign. But if you bring something to sign, we'll be happy to sign it as well. All right. You're an Imperial officer in a medical bay being cared for by Phil Swift, who says that's a lot of damage. To the level of injury you are suffering from about Vader slices off your arm. I love the specificity on that. Star Wars Theory and Quarter Digital should make a comedy type of Star Wars video. We're actually thinking, so technically by fair use, if you do something, you can, if it's a parody, you can monetize it. That's how like Saturday Night Live, for instance, can do Star Wars sketches and not, get away with it legally. So we were thinking we should add like one single Star Wars parody joke into the fan film just so he can monetize it, but we didn't. Please. All right. What is the time on the Star Wars fan film? So Z Money Beats, where have you been, man? That's the contest. So the person who most closely guesses the total running time down to the frame, and remember, there's only 24 frames, so don't guess, 48 frames. There's 24 frames in a second, but down to the frames, will win 2 tickets to this Thursday's 7 o'clock screening. Okay, so let's see here. Am I allowed to? Okay, Danny, do you like Palpatine or Maleficent from Sleeping Beauty better? Oh, Palpatine, totally Palpatine.
As long as you let.
No, stop it. You cannot.
Give me the balloon.
Okay. Luke, I am your father, Ramirez, was about to start quoting lines from the movie. Do not say anything, okay? No, you cannot say anything. No, you cannot say anything. You cannot do it. You cannot do it. Okay. He has seen the movie more times than I have seen it, and so he can sit here and quote it for you. Okay. Quinn H asked, you may have already answered this, but why are you not allowed to monetize it? Quite simply because we don't own Star Wars. We do not own the intellectual property that is Star Wars. That belongs to Lucasfilm. And so making money off somebody else's property is illegal, at least in the United States. I don't know. Okay. 1 second, guys. Okay, I'm sorry.
Where is your needle?
Okay. All right. Okay, not in China. Yeah, well, American filmmakers have. All right, so let's see here. Hey, Danny, good to see you again. Hey, Vigilante Reviews, good to see you. All right, so Quinn, I hope that answers your question. We would love to, so we can make more episodes, but that'll be up to, you know, if Star Wars Theory is able to get a sponsor, or if people support his channel through Patreon or by watching all of his other videos. It'll depend on if we're able to make the next episode, which I hope we do, because the next episode is legit. Like legit. And this one ends on a cliffhanger. So, are you going to do behind-the-scenes interviews for the voice actors or just the actors on set? We didn't do any behind-the-scenes interviews for the voice actors, simply because Jesse lives in Chicago and Brad lives in Spain. So, can I check Discord for a second? All right. All right, so Stefan is our 3D supervisor. I think 3D supervisor is his official credits. So he is asking if you guys would be interested in visual effects breakdowns. So like kind of a behind the scenes of the visual effects. And some of our, you know, our supervisors could do question and answers for those. So for instance, doing a breakdown of how we created our full CG shots. Or how we created some of our 2D elements that were used in the film and stuff like that. Like I said, there's about 209 shots in the film or something like that, around there. And over 150 of them have involved visual effects. So there's a lot of visual effects. The team has killed themselves to get all of these done. So Stefan, if you are watching, they see visual effects breakdown. That would be very interesting. Yeah, I mean, I think we definitely want to do it because it'd be fun. There's a lot been the visual effects that have gone into this has been very insane, and it's been really quite intense, involving people from all over the world to do this. It's been mostly just fans. So Stefan, we can do that. Let's talk about it after Thursday when I can actually think about it. But that'd be cool. All right. Let's see here. So, all right. I heard you were allowed to get a big sponsor. Did you get one? Not for this episode. The big sponsor for this episode is Star Wars Theory. He's paid out of his own pocket, guys. I hope you guys realize he's losing a lot of money on this first episode, just because he wanted to make it, you know, and unfortunately he wasn't able to fund the whole thing. And he's not that cool. He's cool, but not that cool. Okay. All right. Does my guess make sense? Oh, what was your guess? Oh yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Vigilante Reviews. Then Juan Naranjo is our sound, our supervising sound editor, and he said that they could do something like that for sound too if people are interested. Yes, I will get to work too as soon as I can. Office work is still not done. What do you mean? You have a job that you're working at, Juan? Yeah, the amount of work that's gone into sound and visual effects, I mean, just overall, the film has been immense. To be able to make a film like you're gonna see on Friday or Thursday if you're going to the premiere you're gonna be you probably won't appreciate how much work has gone into it. I mean, most people don't know how much work goes into making a film, but there's been a ton. For instance, Juan, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't believe that there is one single frame of, or one single sample of audio from the set that is in this film. I believe 100% of the sound was totally replaced. I don't think we used any of the production sound. Not because it wasn't good, but because we replaced Sidious's voice. We replaced Vader's voice. So what was there to use? So the amount of work that's gone into sound has been absolutely immense. But Juan and his team have done a great job. Okay. So Star Wars Theory, Makita says Star Wars Theory posted the poster's GIF on his website and YouTube messaging post. Yeah, so if you guys check out Star Wars Theory's Instagram page and his website, and I think probably his YouTube community section, you can find the latest the poster for the film without watermarks that you can put on your phone. You can share with other people. In fact, do it. Share it like crazy. Send it to people saying this fan film is coming out this Friday night. Watch it. We want to get, I mean, I want to get like 1 million views in the first 24 hours, and I think it's possible. So I think it can happen. Okay. Let's see here. Charlie says, not a guess. I just want to say thank you for helping make Christmas 2018 amazing. You're welcome, man. Merry Christmas. Star Wars Theory. Okay, what if Lucasfilm sponsored episode 2? We actually asked Lucasfilm if they wanted to sponsor episode 1, but they don't. For obvious reasons, they don't do that type of stuff. You know, they are very protective of their contents, and they want to do their content. They don't want to farm out any content to anybody else. All right. Okay, so Juan says almost. So there is some production audio in the film. I didn't know that. He's done a good job. He's done a good job in replacing it all. Okay. What about Anakin? What about Anakin? But spoilers. Okay, so I guess Juan can't tell us what is from production because it would give away something. So maybe it'll be a trivia question later down the line. Okay, so you confirm your character doesn't speak. Yes, Shane, my character does not speak. Oh, what about Anakin's voice lines? You'll see. You'll see. You need to get PewDiePie to give Star Wars Theory a shout out. You know, when we were doing the Kickstarter, we actually reached out to, because we were curious, like, how much does PewDiePie charge for shout outs, you know, about the fan film? And it's ridiculous. It's so much money. And I don't blame him. I'd probably do the same thing if I were him. But he charges a lot of money because he has so many followers. Will Lucas make this film canon? Of course they will. What kind of question is that? No. I think canon is spelled with one N, if I recall. I think he just wrote, will Lucasfilm make this a really big gun? All right. Little Annie. Hey! So Vladislav Masicek, I'm really sorry, Vlad, if I butchered your name, but he goes by the name Araglar on our visual effects. And Vlad did some of our coolest visual effects shot that involved 3D work. So in visual effects, there's 2D visual effects and there's 3D visual effects. Not when I say 3D, I don't mean stereoscopic, meaning that you have to wear your glasses. A 3D visual effect is something that involves a three-dimensional asset, meaning like a character or an apple that you can turn in the air or something like that. A 2D effect is something that just has an X and a Y axis. So like, for instance, a blaster bolt or a lightsaber. Those are 2D effects. But Vlad did some of our most complex 3D effects that are pretty freaking sweet. So, okay. Shane Reuter says, what if we're overthinking this? And his cameo is just him walking toward and past the camera as an Imperial officer on a Star Destroyer bridge. That's a legitimate question. It's a legitimate question. It would be awesome if this film hit the top of the trending tab. You better believe it'd be awesome. I want that to happen. I want it. I wanted to hit the top of the trending tab. All right. So Timothy says Jesse Gomez is gonna rock. Jesse Gomez did rock, man. He did a good job. Actually, in the new movies, they are 3D. Some blaster bolts are, not all blaster bolts. It all depends. So, for instance, when like Kylo Ren stops the blaster bolt and what's his face walks past it, yeah, that's a 3D effect. And who knows? Maybe they are. But render time is a lot less when it's 2D and stuff like that. So, our blaster bolts, for the most part, are 2D effects. Okay, so when is the online YouTube premiere? Friday at 7 p.m. California time. That is when it will post to YouTube. So get your butts in your seats at 6:55. Get your popcorn ready. Put it on your big screens. Remember, we're posting this in full, beautiful quality. You guys are going to love it, I hope. And don't watch it on your phone. Watch it on something that you can enjoy the experience. All right. Makita says, I already shared Star Wars Theory fan film with all my Star Wars friends, and that worked too. Thanks, man. The lightsabers are 3D. I read a lot of interviews. Wow, they do 3D lightsabers now, huh? It's interesting. Yeah, and all the other movies, they're all 2D. Interesting they do in 3D now. I wonder why. So when you guys see the lightsabers, so one of the things that I really wanted to do with the lightsabers is I wanted to give them a... We took our reference a little bit of a cross between Rogue One lightsaber and Revenge of the Sith. So if you guys recall, in Revenge of the Sith, it was the first of all of the canon films to give the lightsabers pointed tips. And they were pretty pointed too. And some people didn't exactly love it. Other people really liked it. Like, I think it's pretty cool. I think it makes sense that lightsabers have pointed tips and aren't rounded. I love you too. And so we took, and then if you look at, for instance, the original trilogy, because the lightsabers were actually hand-drawn, the blades kind of flicker or wiggle a little bit. And so we added that kind of wiggliness also to our lightsaber cores. It's more of a flicker. It's not a wiggle. Like the core is a consistently straight line, but it kind of flickers a bit. So we have a kind of a cross between a rounded and a pointed tip, plus a little bit of flicker. So Magnus Edlund was a guy from Sweden, was our primary lightsaber artist, and he developed the look, and I think it looks pretty awesome. And we went with a pretty dang red glow and very, very, very slight pinkish core for Vader's lightsaber, at least. But it's funny, like as we were doing the visual effects, it's surprisingly how inconsistent the movies are in regard to lightsaber color, in regard to how hyperspace looks, all of these things. So it's amazing how even inconsistent the canon films are in a lot of these instances. How quickly lightsabers ignite, all of that stuff. So, we realized essentially we can do whatever we want, as long as we're within the universe. So, and it's not to say we changed anything really. We made the lightsabers, according to how we thought they should look. For instance, blaster bolts. You look at the blaster bolts from Force Awakens versus the blaster bolts from A New Hope, even Return of the Revenge of the Sith. It's like night and day difference. So our blaster bolts were mostly based off Rogue One blaster bolts. So, okay. Will it have the weird Star Wars Theory intro in the beginning? Chris, that's up to Star Wars Theory. I imagine it will. I do know he's had a new logo created just for the film, though. I haven't seen it yet, though. And you like the flickering. So do I. I think it adds a nice little character element to the lightsaber. Okay. It's hard because you have to adjust it in 3D space, like the X, Z, and Y axis, rotation. Yeah, so 3D is like noiseless the same. 3D effects require a lot more work because you're not just worrying about scale and position and the X and Y axis. You're worrying about a buttload of other things too. Okay, what day does it come out, and what day is the final teaser? I don't believe there's going to be a final teaser. I think what you have is what you're going to get, because we don't want to give away any more of the film. I mean, it's such a short film that honestly, if we did anything of substance trailer-wise, it would give away story points. We just don't want to do that. All right. So Charlie, can't wait to see that crimson lightsaber light up. It's going to be lit. because it's going to light up. It's going to be sweet. All right, yeah, if you watch when Rey activates the lightsaber in Force Awakens, it wiggles. It wiggles. They even said they tried to match the original trilogy but with modern visual effects. Yeah, so it does, you're right. It does wiggle. It's mostly in the and all of them sometimes wiggle. And it depends on if it's like a money shot or not. But there are some that don't wiggle more than others and don't wiggle at all. It's just kind of, again, it's one of those things. Like when you look at Force Lightning, especially, it's amazing how inconsistent Force Lightning is from even Revenge of the Sith. Like when what's his name? When Palpatine is shocking Mace Windu, his unlimited power moments, the color of the lightning in that scene is different than the color of the lightning when Palpatine does Force Lightning at Yoda. It's like there's so many inconsistencies in the movies that we quickly discovered as we were doing research, regarding lightsaber color and blaster bolts and all this stuff, where we realized we can pretty much make it our own. We're not super beholden to how something looks because even the movies are inconsistent and nobody notices. So I think you guys got to be really pleased with the quality of visual effects, to be honest. I don't think there'll really be times where you're going to be like, oh, that looks fake, because we work hard to make sure you don't have those moments. Okay. Will the final movie be 4K or 20 and 24 FPS on YouTube? So it was shot in 24 frames a second. And I believe we're going to release it in 4K. That's the current path of decision right now. At least in 2K. It'll at least be released in 2K. Okay. I hope Darth Vader will put his hands on his hips. I think he does. I think Vader does put his hands on his hips at some point. He definitely always has his hands on his belt a lot, like he stands. All right. Does it come out on YouTube on the 18th or 20th? It comes out on the 21st on YouTube. 21st. All right. Adam Raycon. Best of luck to everyone guessing. If somehow I get close. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's go back to the contest. All right. So, guys. What's that? Sorry, talking to my wife. I'm going to go through let's just go through real quick. I'm going to go through all the guesses for the running time. Let's see if I can. I need to be able to see all of these, right? Can I not see all of them? Well, that's lame. No. Oh, I can. Can I? All right. I can't see all the chats. At least I don't. So I'll have to wait. I'll have to go through them all later. All right. So I'm going to go through all of them. Hey, good night, Derek. All right, I will say, let's see here. Somebody did get pretty dang close to my cameo. I'll give you guys one more minute to guess cameo and runtime. My cameo has to do with an Imperial officer. The runtime is not including credits. So, guess away. I heard Kylo's saber was a fluid simulation. I've heard that too, Noiseless. And some of our guys did some pretty cool tests. We were actually playing around with doing some Kylo Ren lightsabers for the film. And so we were playing around with it, and some of it's pretty cool. Yeah, so it's kind of like fluid, but it looks like fire when you color it red. All right. It comes out the 21st, 7 p.m. Hit like if you haven't, guys. Officer walking up towards the camera, walks off screen to the right. That's extremely specific. All right. Let's see here. I'm writing down some names of people who have gotten fairly close. While looking at a data pad. All right. Okay. Cameos, officer medical bay, treatment by Phil Swift saying that's left damage. No, we already said no to that. All right. Sorry, I'm looking at my comments are now over here because I was trying to see them all. All right. Imperial officer listening to a briefing. Will there be a big lightsaber duel in the first episode? Chris Prensa. Guys, there's no shortage of action in this first episode. I'm just going to say that. No shortage of action. You guys won't be disappointed. Okay. All right, guys. I'm going to call it that in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. No more guesses. Okay. So from here on out, no more guesses for the contest. All right. So we have. Wish I could see it. Does anyone know how to see all of these? To go all the way to the beginning? I think I gotta wait. To it's all done. But runtime is 22 minutes, 2 weeks, or 2 seconds and 22 frames. Or 22 seconds, I think that's supposed to be. All right. Admiral Akon, I'll accept your guess. It's not close, but I'll accept your guess. Okay, so I'm going to end it. I will, let's see here, can I comment? Gotta figure out how to do this. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through all the guesses and I'll try to contact you if I'm able to. Sometimes, it doesn't allow you to direct message people if you're not like friends with them or they don't follow you and have their profile public. You have to swipe down the, okay. But if I can't contact you directly, I just can't see all of it right now. I can't go back far enough to see all the guesses. I guess I should have been writing them down as they came in, but I wanted to talk to you guys. I'm going to go through them all real quick, find the closest people, and I'm going to announce. If you've guessed multiple times, I'm not going to say which was your right guess. I'm just going to say this person got the closest, and they'll win the tickets. If for whatever reason they're just not able to come because they live in Timbuktu, then I will go to the next person. So, but you need to confirm, email me basically and say, I'm this person. Message me in Facebook or not Facebook, on YouTube. I don't know. We'll figure this out. It's my first time doing anything like this. Okay. All right. Or you can contact me on Discord. My Discord. If I can find my Discord. My Discord is, well, it's Spiffy Nerd Herder, number 3259. All right. Spiffy Nerd Herder, number 3259. Okay, guys. Well, that's it. I really hope you guys like the movie. We've been working really hard on it. Please share it with your friends and families. Watch it with your families over this, Christmas break. And let's get 1 million views in 24 hours, guys, so we can make an episode 2. Let's do it. We can do it. You can do it. All right. So thanks, guys. I'll go through these right now and announce the 2 winners. All right. Remember, guys, don't do anything I wouldn't do twice. Talk to you later.